Hello everyone, Palworld has made a huge announcement. There's a new update coming right around the corner in the summer, and it states you're going to feel an evil presence watching you. The world of Terraria is going to collide with Palworld in full force come summertime, and with that update is going to come new content, potentially new gameplay mechanics such as fishing, which just is crazy, new pals, and new islands, more than one. So let's take a look at everything that was shared. First and foremost is going to be the screenshot here of the new collab with the super menacing eye being right there in the middle. For anyone who's played Terraria, they will be familiar with who that foe actually is. And of course you can see all of the minions there in the background, but basically all of the Palworld characters are looking to defend almost what looks like a siege or an invasion, so I'm not sure if this will be a wandering world boss. That would be pretty cool if you're walking around and it just shows up. I guess that would suck though if it shows up at your base. That could definitely be a problem. Either way though, super exciting. Moving on over to the next screenshot here, I don't want to delay. We get to see the screenshot of two different versions of our favorite frog friend and two different versions of Pengulet, the standard version for both, and then what appears to be a lighter version for our frog buddy, who I'm not quite sure what typing that would be, possibly a water electric pal. And then we can also definitely see that Pengulet also is going to be an electric type pal with what's going to just be a new subspecies. We can also see in the background what looks to be a cave or a dungeon and what looks to be very intimidating and scary traps. The frogs don't appear to be scared though. One of them got hit and it looks like he might be knocked out, but the other one is seeming to just continue to move forward. Definitely looks like we'll be getting some new places to explore, which is super exciting. Now moving over to the next image that was shared, we get to see this very strange, really funny looking pal. I think it almost might be a reference to their previous game, Craftopia. It looks very, very similar to that game in general, so I definitely think that might be a reference there with that pal. Then we do get to see another pal in the back left-hand corner, which looks very menacing and spooky, with kind of a combination of antlers and then long hair, similar styles to what we saw with Gildane, for example, or Ike Deer, or even Celis Deer. And then of course we do see the pal here on the right, which almost looks like a doll, if you will. Very porcelain-like. You can obviously see a couple of dots on the head. Does have the same color scheme that Prunalia did over in Fabric, with the kind of dark pink and purple colors. Same with Tarantulas, so very similar color scheme going on here. So hopefully it's not a dark pal, because we got way too many of those in Fabric. I really love the fact that with the penguins, for example, and our frog, we saw that there's probably going to be electric types, because electric and water are certainly underutilized. So I'd love to see just more of those types of pals in the game, and actually have them be somewhat more useful, especially with endgame content. It does look like that pal on the background very well could be a water pal. I also just noticed that his head potentially could be glowing with some sort of light or ore, or possibly even water that's moving around. That would be really cool. Then the last screenshot here is honestly my favorite screenshot of all. The pal trainer is fishing, and it pulls out this gigantic, massive fish. This thing is 3-4 times the size of our player, but there's a fishing pole with a tiny little chillet lure. If we can fish, take my money. I don't even care if they wanted to charge me, please. Probably won't, it's free because Pocketpair is amazing. But yeah, fishing. And it looks to be like a giant antler with, you can almost see like there's a light on the end of it too. Now if we can go exploring underwater too, that'd be really cool. Because as of right now, water in the game is pretty stagnant. You can literally ride like a fangalope over the water to the oil rig and have no issues. You can take a flyer and run out of stam over the water. There's absolutely no depth at all. No pun intended there, to the water, but there's really not much to it. So if they add more mechanics to the water, that'll completely change how we play the game. We can also see a cool looking whale there in the background, or a seal, sorry, kind of a whale and a seal mix with a horn. Also looking super cute. Again though, water and potentially even ice type pals, which this game is in dire need of. We did get Bastigor in the last update, but either way, I'm super excited. I don't want to drag this out forever, but yeah, here's the new news for the Palworld update. Let me know what you all think. What are you most excited about? And when do you think it's going to drop? Let me know down in the comments.